Okay, so hopefully the sound issues from last time will be semi-resolved. I guess we'll find out. In the meantime, got some stuff to get ready and some ads to run. Woohoo. What are you doing? Come here. No? Okay. Okay. Ow. All right. Let's see. Bonus. Kitty. All right. Sorry. Let's get started. So last Oh, shoot, I just realized I named this incorrectly. So let's change my stream information now. Whoops. That's not good. That's not good. I'm advertising the wrong damn game. I also have to change my Go Live notification. Okay. Stop that. All right. There we go. That should work now. Okay. Now I can get started. Yes, yes, yes. So as I said last time, I had some sound issues. Today it should be temporarily relieved. I do have a new doohickey coming that should help in the long run, but fuck if I know exactly how it'll work. So, if I'm too loud or the music is too loud or anything like that, please let me know, because I can't really tell from here. Okay. I don't want to watch Nasher kill Sir Koth yet again. I do, however, want to adjust my computer a bit without making my computer think it's unplugged, which is an interesting issue I'm having right now. Yeah, well. Okay, so let's go to Crimson Tides of Tethyr. This is a module with a backstory. Basically, Siege of Shadowdell, Crimson Tides of Tethyr, and the premium module, Tyrants of the Moonsea, were all part of a trilogy made by a fellow who called himself Alexander then, when this was all first becoming popular in the early 00s. As far as I remember, Tyrants of the Moonsea even then was supposed to be a premium module. That was a program where the company, then I think Atari, and BioWare would basically pay and make modules professionally, but with community creators like behind them. It fell through, and it never actually happened. So the fellow Alexander released the whole trilogy as standard fan-made content, but of course very good fan-made content. When they ended up doing the enhanced edition, Beamdog did, in 2017-ish, they revived the premium module project. So they did a premium module version of Tyrants of the Moonsea, finally, like they did with Darkness over Daggerford. Similar story there. And in the meantime, Alexander, who now goes by his presumed actual name, Luke Skull, made kind of souped up versions of the first two in the trilogy, Siege of Shadowdale and Crimson Tides of Tethyr, to match. I've already played Siege of Shadowdale, but at that time, the revamped, revived, refurbished version of Crimson Tides of Tethyr wasn't out yet. But now it is, so now I get to play it. I've been looking forward to this. So what does this say? And it won't run on mobile. That's good to know. Old friend, I fear that Tethyr's future is once again in the balance. The Sith Elysian Empire has turned its gaze toward us for reasons I cannot fathom. How can this recently healed nation hope to defend itself from the untold thousands of goblins, orcs, ogres, and giants that lurk on its northern border? This is an excerpt from a letter by Royal Court Sage Gamelon Idagir to Elminster of Shadowdale in 1372. And this is a remake of the classic Hall of Fame module, Crimson Tides of Tethyr. It's all fancy and souped up. And it's a single player game. So let's go. So, since I'm playing this as a trilogy, I intend to take the character I took through Siege of Shadowdale through it. So let's go find her. Not Eric the Red, as I recall. He is now head of a stronghold after Darkness over Daggerford. You know what would be cool is if you could take like the headquarters or strongholds and such and make them into that you win in these modules and make them into their own little thing like Zorko's Keep. That would be really cool. Like just a way station type module where you could plop your character, store items, and be like, this is my stronghold I got from Darkness over Daggerford. I suppose it wouldn't be very practical. Awesome. I remember seeing you play it a little bit, Rashke. You seem to be having fun. I fled before too many spoilers, though apparently I will get to beat up people in a sewer, which should be fun. Alright, so let's see. Fenthik and Solaufin are wandering the world. There's Alina. Nadia never did quite make it, and I did play a cleric. Poor Nadia. Not only did she never make it with a nymph, I totally forgot I played her when I was trying to figure out which classes I hadn't played yet. I was like, oh, I haven't done a cleric yet. Poor Nadia, she has no game. Sarissa is now, I think, officially retired as Lady of Omelas. Stephen Lioness of Many Timelines is retired, and I think the Alpha timeline is dead because because I made a sequel. And Vipsania Shatterstar has an evil monastery. So, but we're looking for Elena Frayne, who is level 8, I think. Finally got her 1 level of Arcane Archer right before the module had ended. So let's see where this is going. Let me know how the volume is, Reshke, okay? Kitten, what are you doing? You look so forlorn. I'm being distracted by a forlorn-looking kitten. I probably should... Okay.
Sir, the men are ready to move in. Just give the word. You were attacked.
That seems to be the case, ma'am. On account of these dead bodies here.
A brief skirmish. These orcs were poorly trained, in keeping with what we've seen of these Sithilicians.
Well.
Is there a problem, lass?
Kind of forgot who I made friends with and...
Sir, I can't help thinking, why are we doing this? Naught is left of trade meat but ruins. We've lost good soldiers already.
This is what Daramus would have us do, Jezra. These monsters have caused enough destruction. In Torm's name, they shall be stopped.
Pardon my saying so, sir, but Daramus never did anything for the love of Torm. Why would he?
Yeah, that's a good line.
Hush, lass. Did you hear that?
I feel like there's a lag here, but I'm not sure if it's like my system or just kind of the quirks of the engine. But that's okay.
By the light of Torm!
Bring it on!
Gather the soldiers, Jezra. Now.
What's his name? Does know how to zap people, don't he? I don't actually know too much about Tethyr as a part of the Forgotten Realms. I know more about Icewind Dale, of course, from 1500 Driss books. I know a little bit of Moonsea, mostly because of the background material for Hillsfar, but I don't know anything about Tethyr. So this should be interesting. I can see that they wear nice outfits.
The Crimson Guard have arrived now. Shall we admit them?
Interesting accent uses.
Yes, Matthias, thank you. And kindly tell the servants to prepare some refreshments. I fear this could be a lengthy engagement.
Queen Monarch Zoranda Star. Interesting.
As you command, my queen.
Duke Kevanariel is growing increasingly worried, as is
I read
Duke
his words
Andrea.
before.
Still, I must question the wisdom of hiring mercenaries, especially this group, of whom we know so little.
Your concerns are well noted, old friend. However, these are dark times. The Crimson Guard have proven their worth on the field of battle, have they not?
They are a force to be reckoned with, I'll grant ye. But we know next to nothing of their motives, nor their allegiances.
Their motives are the same as those of any other mercenary company, I'd wager. Gold and glory and a tale or two to tell grandchildren in years to come.
I feel like that's a possibly bad assumption to make.
Were it not for them, Trademeat would still be under the occupation of the Sithalesians. You've heard the stories. They fell upon them in a flurry of steel and magic, taking few casualties of
I
their
might
own.
need to adjust the music volume versus the voice volume, though. Because I think it drowned her out a little bit.
Aye, in that regard, at least they have my respect. As for trust, that is something that takes a little longer to acquire.
Gamelon is not a pretty
I offer
man,
my
is he?
words only as wise counsel, my queen, my king. Accept my humble apologies if I have overstepped the mark.
I don't think you're really allowed to call yourself wise. It's kind of like calling yourself woke. It's like if you're calling yourself that, you're probably wrong.
No apology is necessary, my friend. Your counsel has been invaluable to us these last few years. Besides, I especially should understand the importance of listening to curmudgeonly old wizards when they have something to share.
But they seem to be friendly with each other, so I guess it's okay. Cat, what are you trying to do?
After many days of travel, you have finally arrived in the city of Daramar,
Oh.
capital of Tethyr. Recently emerging from decades-long civil war, this war-torn land is finally having some hope restored by its two new monarchs, Queen Monarch Zaranda Star and King Hadrak III. Despite this, problems still continue to plague the realm.
I wonder if the monologue would be male if I were playing a male character. Interesting. So, two new monarchs. Is this like a Mandarellin? No, fuck, what were they? Cordelin and... Fuck, what was the woman's name? I'm thinking of David Eddings, where it was the king and the queen married and they were each representing a different side in the Civil War. Or, like, I guess a Ferdinand and Isabella kind of thing? I wonder. Cat, what are you doing? Well. I may have to interrupt myself to go deal with that. Whatever that is. Please don't be chewing on the radiator cords. It's not really a radiator, but still. I should go find out what she's doing. 1 second. Sorry about that. I don't know how much of my conversation with my cat you could hear. It was decidedly one-sided. Okay, here we go. Yep, let's unpause first, huh?
Beasts roam the countryside, pillaging and slaying at random. The Knights of the Black Gauntlet, an order led by the priest Teldorn Darkhope and dedicated to the evil deity Bane, continue to plague Tethyr's eastern border. However, the greatest threat of all has arisen recently in the form of the huge, monstrous coalition known as the Sithalesian Empire.
Sithalesian. Let's see if I can pronounce that correctly. I give myself even odds.
In short, Tethyr is a land in need of heroes. That is why you have made your way here, to the capital itself, in search of adventure. Mercenaries and swords for hire are in big demand, and whatever your motives may be, there should be no shortage of need for your skills.
Okay, I'm neutral good, so my motives are probably okay, all things considered. I've completely forgotten what I can do and what I have, so I'm going to have to kind of do some checking into this.
A good sleep and a warm hearth have left you feeling refreshed, and now you are eager to seek your destiny. The sound of an autumn storm can be heard outside, battering away at the thatched roof of the inn. Mere freak weather, perhaps, or a portent of things to come.
Could be a little bit of both, I suppose. So what do I have? Alright, I'm in studded leather armor 1, longbow +1. Gosh, it's been a while since I've been in low-level gear, huh? Where did I get a Pewafli cloak? Enchanted Drow Pewafli cloak. It's a nice cloak. Striding, resist. Double fire resistance, that's not bad. Spell resistance. Some strength. Oh, I forgot that the bags of holding were very cool looking in this game. Necklace of fireballs. Oh yes, I remember I used those to some good advantage against that one thing that was really hard to kill. Basilisk, maybe? Something like that. Some more arrows. I should make sure I buy more arrows. Arrow +1, always useful. Some rings of protection +1 and +3. Can probably get rid of that +1. Oh, well, never mind. I do seem to have a lot of arrows. I probably don't need to buy more arrows after all. Some more +1 rings, though. Totally unorganized inventory, as is unsurprising to all of us. +2, +3. Okay. Chainmail +2. Leather armor +1. I feel like as a ranger I probably should be in the leather armor anyway. Longsword +2. That I did want to keep, I know. Do I have dual wield? I forgot if I do. Okay, let's find out what I have. Sorry guys, it's been a while. Poor Alina's been in temporary retirement for a while. Alright. Did I give myself any pick lock? Doesn't look like it. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. Nor do I have disable traps. Okay. I do regret not spending anything on thief skills. Just a little. Animal companion? What is my animal companion? I don't remember. What's my animal companion? Ah, cat. Nice. Okay, I do have dual wield. Ah, when wearing light armor, I get all the benefits of having ambidexterity and two weapon fighting feats. But only in light armor, so let's just make sure if I'm wearing light armor. I am. Okay, alright. So that's good, that'll be helpful. If I do need to switch to melee, which I'm hoping not, because I am playing an arcane archer after all. Do I have point... I think I have point blank range, yeah? Shoot things in the face. Alright. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing again. Oh, do I have anything here that... Oh, well, I don't need that. Hopefully I did look at those locked doors. If not, hopefully they weren't important. Because I'm not in the module anymore. Alright. So I have heard good things about this, though I don't know very much about it. I do know at some point I will be in sewers, as I said. The rain lashes down outside, battering the roof of the inn. You can hear a small group talking downstairs. Well, that goes upstairs. Let's have a look. Ooh, a person. Merkel Stonegrin. Actually, since I've started, let's save. does occur to me that I probably could have used the excuse to stop over in Zorko's keep for Alina, because her storyline ended in a spot where it was plausible. Versus poor Vezran. There's a very well-meaning commenter on my YouTube channel, where I have the VODs, who pointed out, and it's particularly notable for A Hunt Through the Dark, given all my inventory issues there, going like, there are modules you can go and just sell your shit in between. And it's like, yeah, you're right about that, and normally I do, but because of the storyline, I didn't feel it was appropriate. It's like, I'm in the Underdark. I can't just go zip off to some other location and sell stuff. It's gotta fit in the character's story.
Well met.
Yeah. Now what you be doing, barging into my bloody room, as if that sodden leak outside my door ain't causing me enough grief. Get out now or I'll throw you out myself. Why are you using a bedroll when there's a perfectly good bed over there? I prefer the cold, hard floor to yonder bed. Ugh, feathers and blankets. 'Tis for bloody weaklings like yourself. Now get yourself out of here before I cleave your bloody skull. That guy's name sounds familiar. Did I meet him in Siege of Shadowdale? My apologies, I'm just leaving. Don't let me see your ugly mush again. I feel like I saw him in Siege of Shadowdale. Damn it. I probably shouldn't have waited so long to play this, because I don't remember anymore. I remember I saved Shadowdale, and I remember Elminster coming at the end. Nope. Aferia, don't hit the door, please. We're not gonna break in. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, I think I had the idea with Alina that I was gonna roleplay a little more and thus not break into places. Ugh. Terrible idea. I wanna know what's in there. So we're just upstairs. A note on the door states that the top floor has been closed due to excess damp caused by the recent bad weather. Okay, that makes sense. I do kind of want to see what's in the closed off rooms. Still though, I feel like I've met that dwarf before. Mostly I just think he's a dick, but I did to be fair, I did barge into his room, and in any real-world situation, that would be a completely rational reaction. I just want to see what's in here. I'm gonna reload, even if it's something good. Whoa. And there's a drunk. I didn't break into your room, dude. You did. There's wine. You were drunk. No one could stop you. You just kind of bashed at your door. I don't know why. 1 point towards chaotic. I know, I'm gonna reload. I was just curious. And this one's empty. Ooh, a private chest. What's in the chest? Would be worth stealing, wouldn't it? Alright. No more of this. I've got no reason to bash down doors of an inn, do I? Yet. We'll try to roleplay a little bit. Come on, Alina. It's not your fault you're boring. Come on. I don't think I have any other lawful good characters except Steven. Maybe I should play another lawful good at some point. The mental gymnastics I had to make to get him to invade places for the quests. The Sea Lion's Pride. No journal entry yet, so... So there are some people with names. Martitha, Carlitos, Officer Lorik. Well, he looks like an official fellow. Pun unintended. We know how you got that +2 longsword. I don't remember how I got that +2 longsword, so you might well be right. Good afternoon to you, mistress. What can I get for you? Your inn is leaking. I hardly slept due to the damp. My apologies. With all the bad weather recently, and my back trouble this last year, I haven't been able to tar the cracks in the roof. I've had to close the top floor off completely. Which has hit business hard. Can I get some compensation? I don't think it's against alignment to ask for compensation, so let's ask. Ah, fine, fine. Here's the rent you paid for the room back. If every patron were as fussy as you, I'd be out of business by now. Is there anything else you needed? What are all these mercenaries doing here? I got a note. They're part of a company calling itself the Crimson Guard. They turned up a few days past. Over 1,000 strong and took up residence in the Black Quarter. 'Tis said they crushed the Scythalicians up at trade meet. Even chased off the ogre mage warlord himself. Tell me about the Black Quarter of the city. The Black Quarter is the roughest part of Daramar. Most of it caters to the dock workers who earn their trade off the river Ith. Many of Daramar's inns, taverns, and smithies can be found there. Adventuring folk often stay in the Black Quarter during visits to the city. Alright, well, tell me about the other parts of the city. The Royal Quarter is home to the Farentarn Palace. Most of the nobles and the more affluent citizenry. The Royal Quarter is home to the Farentarn Palace, most of the nobles, and the more affluent citizenry. I don't know why I'm having trouble with that word. The Caravan Quarter is southeast of here. Most of Daramar's trade takes place there. Finally, the Temple Quarter is due south of here, and houses the city's places of worship. Who are these Scythalicians? I will never be able to pronounce that word. Ah, here's another note. I'd have thought you'd know more about them than me, what with you being an adventurer and all. The Scythalician Empire is a monstrous alliance of orcs, goblin-kind, kobolds, ogres, and even giants, all fighting under a single banner. That of the ogre mage Scythalus and his consort. Scythalus has a consort. Do you know how many syphilis jokes I'm going to have to avoid? Oh, your displeasures with Enhanced Siege. Playing a more paladin-like character. How did I get this long sword? I honestly don't remember. But, yeah, I can see that being an issue with a paladin. But with a paladin, you've got both bless and magic weapon, don't you? So you can kind of compensate for that. Maybe? Maybe not. Oh well. Alright. What do you know about this ogre warlord? Syphilis is his name, and I'm still trying not to say syphilis. He's rumored to be a sorcerer of great power. His maid, Servisnea, is a renowned warrior and general. Together, they command the many thousands that make up the so-called Scythalician Empire. I suggest you speak to one of the mercenaries if you want to learn more. Okay, well, let me ask something else. Oh, right, the locked crypt coffin in the castle. I did break in there, didn't I? Well, maybe Elena's gotten a little more uptight. Or doesn't want to shit where she eats. Let me ask something else. What can I do for you? Heard any interesting rumors lately? They say the Mages Guild has suffered some kind of mishap recently. But more than that, I don't know. I've been too damn busy trying to cope with all these mercenaries. If you want work, you'd be best served exploring and asking around. Anything else? Farewell. I bid you good afternoon, madam. May tomorrow watch over you. Am I another tomorrow worshipper? I didn't think I was. Who the hell is my deity? God, you'd think I'd have double-checked this stuff. Sahanin. Okay. I wasn't gonna pick fucking Coralon Lorethian, that's for fucking sure. Fucking Coralon. I probably should have rewatched my Siege of Shadowdale playthrough so I could figure out what the hell I'm doing. Several crimson-cloaked soldiers dominate the center of the inn. An officer appears to be examining a map of the region. Alright, let's see what the journal says with these notes. Note, the Crimson Guard. The identity of the soldiers you noticed as you checked into the Sea Lion's Pride has become clear. They are a mercenary group by the name of the Crimson Guard. You should speak with them to learn more. Tethyr at war. You couldn't possibly have arrived in Tethyr at a worse time. The vast monstrous force known as the Scythalician Empire, I will get that eventually, is on the move, and it seems they intend to launch a full-scale invasion of Tethyr. Alright, well, good to know. I guess I've talked to the innkeeper Carlitos. I can talk to Some of the underlings
Well
who
met.
usually don't have much to say. Excuse me, I'm trying to pay attention to my sergeant.
Yes.
Excuse me, I'm trying to pay attention to my sergeant. Okay, so let's talk to your sergeant. Officer Lorik.
Hello.
Even though technically sergeant is a non-commissioned, well, it's a different world, so. Oh, I like that image though. That is a cool face. Look at that. I wonder where he found that, and oh, he probably hired people to actually make the portraits. Cause I'm like, is that a portrait pack on the vault? Cause I'd fucking steal that guy's portrait. That guy's portrait is cool. But he's all like above board and such. So who knows? I hope you have a good reason to interrupt me, lass. Can't you see I'm engaged in important business? Speak quickly. Let's go more polite. I don't have any reason to be rude. My apologies. I have some questions I would like answers to. Aye, don't we all? Still, you look like a capable sort, and we need every ally we can get if the rumors are true. Ask your questions, lass, but make them quick. Who are you? What are you doing in Tethyr? I'm Sergeant Lorik, and these are my comrades. We're members of the Crimson Guard, the goddamn finest collection of hired blades you'll find on the face of Faerun. As to what we're doing here, didn't you hear? The Sith-Elysian Empire is on the move. What makes the Crimson Guard so formidable? I haven't got time to recount the tales now, lass, but let's just say that most of our members have seen enough battles to last the average adventurer a lifetime. 1,000 hardened warriors, priests, and mages. Their skill is honed on the battlefield spanning the continent. Those who don't measure up leave or perish on the field of battle. Those who do remain to forge their own legend, and trust me, we have enough to fill the halls of Candlekeep itself. So who are these Sith-Elysians? I'm getting better at saying that. Have you been living in a cave this past year? The Sith-Elysians are the greatest threat to this nation in a century. Led by 2 ogre magi of great power, they are a horde the likes of which haven't been seen since the Twiggins. Our victory at Trademeet seems to have riled them up more than could have been imagined. Tell me more about the battle at Trademeet. We were crossing down from Amn, fresh from skirmishes with the Sith-Elysians near the border. Our intelligence indicated that Sithilus himself was present in the occupied town of Trademeet, along with some of his most trusted lieutenants. We took Trademeet, but unfortunately Sithilus escaped. The next thing we know, half the Sith-Elysian army is on the move from Moran, heading straight towards us. We had no choice but to flee south into Tethyr and make our way here to Daramar. The Amnish could have pressed their advantage, while Moran was only half occupied. They chose to do nothing. Ah, I have an intelligence role here. That's no surprise. Amn is a nation of self-interested merchants. Apparently Alina is not a fan of merchants. Fair enough. Oh, hey, cool. Aye, Daramus said much the same. You're a good head for local politics. I didn't realize I was that close to leveling. 100 XP is not unreasonable, so. Until recently, Amn seemed to be the Ogre Warlord's main concern. Things have God damn it, I can't speak today. Things have evidently changed. Tethyr is yet to recover from the interregnum. Its armies are nowhere near at full strength. This country is as vulnerable as it will ever be. Well, what's the interregnum? The Tethyrian Civil War. Don't ask for more than that, as I know little. You're better off going to the library or speaking to someone more in the know than old Lorik. Why has Tethyr become a target? Unless we've gathered enough reputation to warrant Sithilus throwing his entire army after us, which I doubt, I can't see the Crimson Guard's victory at Trademeet being the thing that forced his hand. He's a far more cautious and patient foe than he's showing himself to be here. Without Moran, the monsters won't have a stronghold. Aye. Even if Sithilus is successful in invading Tethyr, Amn will almost certainly reclaim Moran. The Sith-Elysians will be stranded in a huge open country that will struggle to support the Horde. It's as if the Warlord has abandoned all strategy and seeks bloodshed at all cost. Okay, well, I'd like to help. I wondered where all this questioning was headed. Tell me, lass, what motivates you to join a cause that will likely end in your death? Well, I will not stand idly by and watch the good folk of Tethyr succumb to these foul beasts. Ah, bloody hell. Ah, okay. It seems we have a genuine hero on our hands. If that's indeed the case, I suggest you go to sign up at the oh, fucking hell, I can't speak today. Alright, bloody hell, it seems we have a genuine hero on our hands. If that's indeed the case, I suggest you go and sign up at the Grand Barracks directly to the south of here. Most of the standing army of Tethyr is currently stationed there. Warlord Vajra is overseeing the recruitment, but if you can't speak with her, one of her assistants should be able to help. Oh, I remember Vajra from the opening cinematic. She didn't seem like she was terribly high-ranked, but maybe it's because the other guy was even higher-ranked. Thump, 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 thump. I wish you luck. You remind me of the fresh-faced youth I was once, before decades of bitter warfare turned me into the cynical, hard-edged bastard you see now. Okay. Well, might as well get myself leveled up, right? Let's go Arcane Archer. The Arrow of Death. So this one, oh, a fireball arrow 3 times a day. Now that is an awesome thing to be able to do. Is there anything here that's really, really that I don't want to miss? No, not really. So I'm thinking I'm going to do my usual bad RP thing and give myself 1 point of open lock and disable trap. I like to think all of my characters take one lesson in that, just for expediency's sake, because you can't always break down the doors of an inn. Okay. I don't need ambidexterity when I'm a ranger anyway, so cold shock could be useful. Maybe. Combat casting, dirty fighting. Can you do improved critical on a longbow? I can. That's a thought. I could do a knockdown, but I've got a bow and arrow, so I don't know how likely... Oh, rapid reload. I remember that being useful. Oh wait, that's for a crossbow. Never mind. I think I've got my weapons focus longbow, yep. Oh, he's on archery. What's that do? Ah. No, that's not going to work very well for me. My wisdom is considerably less than my dex. So I guess I'm torn between... knockdown, power attack, improved critical, or cold shot. I'm thinking going improved critical with the longbow. Yeah, we'll do that. Ah! I want my kitty back. That's unfair. I'm not gonna rest to get her back. Except for the kitty that's over here. Yep. Alright, so let's go in the back and talk to them. Martita. She looks somewhat old. So let's talk to her.
Good business to
I'm
you.
rather too busy to chat, dear. These mercenaries need feeding. And that's fair. Alright, so I've talked to mercenaries. Carlito, Martita, Lorik, and some other people that aren't going to talk to me. Do I want to go upstairs and break into places? Yes, I kind of do. Now that I don't have to... Well, I might need to break down the door. We'll see how... I can't resist the locked door, you know that. So let's test out my new open lock ability, which is bad role-playing, but we're going to let it go. It's not necessarily bad role-playing. I'm neutral good. I'm not lawful good. Okay. Ah, 2 points chaotic. I don't need dagger, though. We're just gonna assume Alina got a little bit more mischievous in her, years. Traveling. There's a drunk. Oh, goodness. There are naked people in there.
Tis a long day.
Get out before I call the
could use
guards.
a drink.
Are you okay, ma'am?
Good tidings to ya.
She's just blushing. Fair enough. Sorry. Thought this was my room. I think I'm gonna be chaotic good before too long. Oh, a note, though. I want to read that. Is that the note? Red Nazala says it's almost ready. Where have I heard that before? Still, they say 3 is my lucky number. Yeah, I guess that's my note. Huh. Huh. Well, suddenly my foray into crime seems worthwhile. Gosh. Oh. That's not discouraging me from acting mischievous, game. That's just reinforcing my usual RP. One day I'll play a character that's genuinely honorable, I swear to God. One day. Maybe if I find... Because there's a relatively famous Paladin trilogy that in the Hall of Fame. I wonder if that actually works in Enhanced Edition. Because that would be kind of fun to play. Maybe it'd be a reason to actually not rob people blind. Fish merchant, fruit merchant.
Hello there.
Get your fresh fruit. Get your fresh fruit and vegetables here. Some of these apples are hardly even bruised. Well, that's good to know.
Hey there.
Fish, get your fish. Let's catch in. Just this morning, there's no red herring fish. Get your fish. Is there some doors? Any of these open? Nah. Oh, you. Nope. So we are in the Queen's Market. Oh, I like the music. You guys can hear the music, right? Just checking. So that's the Black Quarter. What quarter are we in? So this is a noble's mansion, and I could peek open. I just want to see if I can. Alright, I gotta stop robbing people without a reason. Okay, human mercenaries, dwarven mercenaries, general merchant.
Hello.
Oh there, adventurer. If it's goods that you're after, you come to the right place. What do you need? Weapons, clothing, general supplies? It's all here, and at the finest prices available. I have some questions. I'd love to talk, but there's a group of mercenaries over there, and I need to hustle for sales if I'm to put food on the table. I mean, that's fair. Alright, said the merchant. Anything interesting here? Some magic bags. I got a few bags of holding right now. I don't know that I need it anymore, but I might later. So it's good to know. Maybe I'll buy one just to be for the hell of it. It's Coroner's ring. Ah, well. That's a plot item. Some stolen apples. I think I was gonna sell that. Okay. Ooh, I forgot I had that. Is that one time a day or one charge? Ah, one charge, okay. Well, I'm never going to use that, but it's the thought that counts. That's +2 versus +3, so let's sell that. know of any reason I'd need wisdom, but don't know any reason I wouldn't need wisdom. Similarly, let's sell Roller's bestiary. That's a +2. What's the other one? Ah, +3. Okay, let's sell the +2. Okay. Okay. So, sold some shit. Got some money. Became a dishonorable sot like every other character I have. Sounds about right. So, a noble's mansion. Do I have a reason to break in? Can I break in? I just want to see. Ah, specific key is required. Okay, good. Because I'm a terrible role player, let's be honest here. I can roleplay better in tabletop when I'm not looking at things that are like, oh, look at something interesting is possibly here. In a computer game RPG, I am a terrible, terrible role player. This is pretty. The music, I like it. Okay, other people to talk to. There's that merchant. That'll be good to know when I have things to sell. Grand Barracks. Okay, I do know I want to be there at some point. To report in for war. Okay. Oh, I'm in the royal quarter? Interesting. Okay. Oh, I'm tilted funny. Probably tilted too far the other direction, but that's alright. Let's talk to Pard Colt. Your name is many animals. Is there something you need? I'm looking for directions. Well, I'm no expert on the city, but tell me what you're looking for and I'll see if I can help. So where can I buy armor and weapons? The Two Hammers Smithy near the center of the Black Quarter is your best bet. Pyler is the finest smith in Daramar. I hear he even stocks an enchanted weapon or two. What about general supplies? In that case, go visit the Queen's Market in the Royal Quarter, or try the Wheel Market in the Caravan Quarter. I feel like you've named more than 4 quarters, but I could be wrong. Healing potions? Definitely. So there's the Royal Quarter, the Black Quarter, the Caravans Quarter, the Temple Quarter. Maybe not. Maybe that is just 4. If it's healing goods you're after, the Temple Quarter houses most of the major religions in the city. The temples are sure to stock potions of healing, as well as various ointments themselves. Okay, magical supplies. Try the Mages Guild. They're based in the big tower in the northwestern part of the Royal Quarter. They've had a bit of trouble recently, but you should talk to them about it, since I know little. Well, that sounds like a subquest. I don't think I did. No, did I miss something? Oh, I will go check for a wizard. Is he just standing there or an event that I missed? Okay, any interesting places to visit? The city's full of interesting sights and sounds. They say that when a person is tired of Daramar, they are tired of life. Or is that Waterdeep? Anyway, the palace is closed at the moment, but Criminal Court in the Temple Quarter is always open for visitors. Alright. Any gossip? They say that a mysterious creature haunts the sewers beneath Daramar. Folk keep going missing around the various sewer grates dotting the city, and strange noises have been reported at night coming from within the sewers. A group of adventurers went to investigate, but haven't returned. Alright, farewell. Oh, I forgot. Okay, well, maybe I'll go check to see if there's a wizard I missed. Should he be in the inn or outside of the inn? I definitely don't mind going back to check if I missed something. So, mercenaries. Here we go. Not seeing any wizards inside the inn. I'm not seeing another exit, so maybe I just missed the fellow, or he'll turn up later? Well, hopefully I didn't miss something. I'll be sad if I did. Alright. Alright, well, let's wander around somewhere. That's okay, that's alright. Well, hopefully I'll meet him. I'd hate to miss a quest. Ah, some children. Small children are always interesting, I suppose. Not really, but that's okay. City gates. It is also possible I didn't trigger him. Hi! Wow, look at that dragon. Don't be scared, missus. It's made of stone. Well, that's good to know.
You, my child.
Hi, what do you want, missus? Can a man mull over his troubles in peace? Well, this sounds like a quest. It's alright, though. I'd rather not miss anything, Meshka, so if you do catch something that should be happening that I should watch out for, I'm always glad to hear it. Okay, anyway, tell me about your troubles. I don't see this as any of your business, but I saw this talk of war. My wife died 5 years back, left me to raise the 2 boys. Now they're come of adulthood. I was planning to get them an apprenticeship in a good trade like blacksmithing or carpentry. Okay. However, with this talk of war with the monsters to the north, I'm worried they'll be called up to the army. They're good lads, but they don't know how to fight. I'm just terrified that something will happen to my boys. Well, that's kind of a bitch thing to say, so let's see. I doubt your lads will be conscripted, but if they are, well, the army's been the making of many a man and woman. That's a fair point, I suppose. I pray to Tamora every day that this war will just go away, but I'm not fool enough to really believe it will. All these mercenaries and adventuring folk haven't just shown up here for nothing, have they? Farewell, and good luck to you. Ah, another quest. Alright. Well, that's okay, that's okay.
Hello.
Mother says there's going to be a war. She says that soon we might have to leave the city, but I don't wanna. I have friends here. Well, that's understandable. I talked to Pard Colt already. Nerimo. Let's talk to him.
Gods curse them,
Oh,
fools
voice.
one and all. I could have given them so much, and yet they chose to turn their backs on me.
this
Cloistered
that
in
guy?
their little tower, content to lead a life of simplicity, rendered weak and ineffective by their lack of ambition. Ha! Their incompetence will be their undoing.
Oh! Descriptions. I've been ignoring these. Hailing from the burning sands of Kalimshan, Nermal has a dark temper and an acidic tongue to match his considerable skill in the art. While he has a selfish streak and seemingly holds much of humanity in contempt, he lacks the truly evil and destructive nature that his demeanor might otherwise suggest. Oh, okay. I was just a little farther away. Alright. I gather this isn't a good moment to talk. I see that you're not a native of this god's cursed city. Take my advice and leave quickly, before you too are crushed beneath the soul-destroying mediocrity and foolishness of these people. That is, if the monsters don't get here first to massacre everyone. Why do you hold a grudge against the city? Why? A simple question, yet one with many answers, none of which I care to share. Suffice to say, I arrived here seeking enlightenment, to strengthen myself in mind and magic and educate those ignorant of the path to true power. Instead, the buffoons who run that laughable excuse for a mage still cast me out. You were exiled. Why? Ostensibly, I was blamed for something I had no hand in. To look further beneath the surface, however, yields deeper truths. They feared ambition, progress. Happy in their insular world inside the tower, the guild feared the prospect of change. Thus, when the opportunity presented itself, they banished me without a shred of proof. What were you accused of? Some magical trinkets went missing and I was blamed. Laughably, that fool Kasana expressed regret that it was necessary to exile me from the guild. I could have struck her down there and then, but she gathered the rest of her guild to her before passing judgment, no doubt fearing my rightful wrath. Well, in the meantime, what do you plan to do? I know not. The people here distrust wizardry, a foolish notion that will cost them dearly when the Sithilicians arrive. My home, Kalimshan, is far away enough to be safe from the monstrous horde, though I swore I would never return there. Well, he seems like a somewhat disagreeable fellow. On the other hand, I don't exactly have other company right now, so let's invite him to join. I can always ditch him later if I find other people that are temperamentally more suited, right? We'll see. Would you be willing to join me? To join you? To what end? I offer servitude to no being. The thought of fighting a war against the Sithilicians holds no appeal to me. Let these idiots be buried in the grave of their own making. I will shed no tears for them. Alright, fine. Ah, okay, he came anyway. After a few seconds of consideration, the mage sighs. Alas, I suppose I have little better to do. Very well, Alina. You may call me Nerimo. I will join you, but know this: do not attempt to treat me as anything other than an equal, lest your presumption cost you dearly. He seems a little high maintenance. Alright. A bitter, somewhat sinister mage by the name of Nermal has joined you. There's history between him and the Daramar's Mages Guild, and his words hint at a troubled past. Alright. So what do we know about him? Neutral evil wizard. Well, I don't know. Was this a bad idea to have him join up? Greatest skill, spell focus, evocation, spell penetration. Well, seems okay. I guess you can always shoot him in the face if he's naughty. Speaking of, I feel like Reese would be a useful thing. Actually, let's go Magic Fang, because that helps with my cat, yes? I think so. And Wizard. Identify. Magic Missile, summon creature. Well, you never know when you need an army, right? Oh, no, I only got the one anyway. And light. Alright. A mage I am not. Can I see your shit? What shit do you got? Oh, not allowed to. Well, that's a dick move. Probably for the best. He doesn't seem the sort that would be willing to share anyway. I probably should talk to him and see about adjusting his tactics, yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Let's change your tactics. You need to change my tactics. What makes you think you know better than I how to accomplish tasks? Oh, very well. I will humor you for a moment. Okay, I do like his dialogue. Alright, don't help me. Very well, I should watch your clumsy efforts with amusement. Thank you. I don't need you to change anything else right now. Good. That was beginning to become tiresome. Alright. I just want to talk for a while. What do you wish to discuss? Alright, well, let's see. Tell me more about your past. You're from Kalimshan. My early years were spent in Kalimshan, and those memories are not pleasant. The fools who dwell there embody the worst of humanity's failings: greed, avarice, pride. All things that a mercenary such as you understand all too well. Kalimshan is where I first learned the truth of the evil festering in the hearts of humanity. Well, you kind of... I mean, if we're going by alignment, I know what your character sheet says, dude, but okay. I want to know more about what happened in Kalimshan. The things that happened there are better left in the past, until the moment is right to claim my retribution. Speak of this no more, Alina. I find your company unpleasant enough as it is, without you scrabbling after my secrets like a dog rooting through the city's detritus. You're very You're honest. I like that. I'm realistic. Wander around with your head in the clouds if you wish, but don't complain when someone pockets your purse and slits your throat in the process. Trust nobody, and you won't be disappointed when they fail you, as they inevitably shall. You have a point. How do I know you won't betray me when I least expect it? I have no reason to betray you. I could leave in an instant if I desired, and I doubt you could withstand my magic if I decided to do you harm. Annoying as you are, you intrigue me. I sense an outside force has taken an interest in you, and I wish to find out what it is. Well, technically, I'm a PC in a video game, so someone is pointing me around and making me do shit. That's probably what it is. Okay. I think it's time to get going. I want him to do something else. Alright, let's talk again. Okay? What do you think about this war with the Scythalicians? Tethyr is doomed. Even if it survives the Scythalicians, which is unlikely, the country will be torn apart. Starvations, plague, brigands, these are all Tethyr has to look forward to. Even the mercenaries won't be able to save them. What do you know about the mercenaries in Daramar? What is there ever to say about mercenaries? Greedy brutes that fight for gold and little else. The Crimson Guard mercenaries seem to be more organized, but they are barely 1,000 in number. Hardly impressive when weighed against the many thousands of the Scythalicians. You paint a very bleak picture. The Scythalicians can be defeated. Tethyr's forces are laughably outnumbered. The pathetic coalition of wizardry that calls itself the Mages Guild will barely register against the might of the Ogre Magi, assuming they have the courage to leave their tower in the first place. Alright, let's see, what else can we talk about? I like the XP. Any ideas on what we should do? Since we're stuck in this god-forsaken city for now, I suggest you look for some ways to keep your skills sharp. Blah. I have better things to do than sit around drinking piss-poor ale while stinking mercenaries. Mistress Teats, must I do all your thinking for you? Fine, there's no need to take that attitude. Explore the city, speak to the locals, root around in the sewers, and kill some rats. I care not. Anything except continue this banal conversation. Alright. Idle banter is a foolish habit. I like him. He's fun. Alright, so let's wander about a bit more. I mean, assuming he doesn't, like, betray me or something, but right now he seems to be okay. Alright. So I suppose I can go pay the mages a visit since I'm right here. Let's go see what's going on. I did hear of trouble. Now, is my partner here the trouble, or is there more to it than that? Ooh, new music. Ah, standard music. Kasana Blaze, Guild Mage. So, I return. Save your protest magelings. I won't be here for long. I don't think anyone notices you, Naramel, but okay. This is awful. I can't understand how Tanari suddenly appeared in the summoning chamber. What are we going to do? Oh dear. Tanari? I always get the Tanari and Beta Zoo confused. Is Tanari lawful or chaotic? Basically, are they hells or abyss? I can never remember.
Hello.
I think Tanari are lawful, yeah? Hold on a sec, I need to do Google. It'll bug me if I don't. So, Tanari. Given to all demons by devils. Okay, so the Tanari are chaotic. Okay. Maybe? I know that they started using the Badazu and Tanari names to kind of separate it a bit from all the demon summoning and servant of evil complaints about Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, Batazu are the lawful evil and Tanari are the chaotic evil. Okay, I was mixed up. Chaos and evil defined. Alright. Good to know. Now where the hell am I? I lost my window. There I am. Okay, so it seems like Hasana has a bit of a problem, so let's talk to her.
Hello.
Hail to thee, adventurer. My apologies if you find my mood mimics the weather this day, but with all the talk of war in the air, and the recent mishaps befalling our guild, I am finding it difficult to maintain my good spirits. But enough of that. What can I do for you? Why do I get the feeling you're after some help? You are perceptive. You're correct. I do require help, and I apologize for not being more direct about it. Nonetheless, I would ask that you hear me out. Sure. A few months back, the guild suffered a series of thefts. Nothing of great worth was taken, mainly a few trinkets and baubles. At first I was sure that the culprit was a rogue guild member. He was banished from the guild, and the theft stopped. Hi, Normal. I had nothing to do with the thefts, foolish wench. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if you fabricated this entire story merely as an excuse to remove me from the guild. You will suffer for this tragedy one day, I assure you. Nothing more of note. I like how she just ignores him. I mean, it might be just programming, because you can't take into account everything, but I like that anyway. Nothing more of note occurred until a few days ago, when all hell broke loose in the summoning chamber. Somehow, a planar gate appeared above the summoning circle, and let a powerful demon through. It proceeded to murder 2 guild mages. Lacking the means to banish the fiend, we sealed the door leading up from this floor. We've been trying to get help, but few have the power to tackle such a fiend. To tell the truth, we are somewhat embarrassed that this incident has been allowed to occur. Tethyrians don't place a lot of trust in the mages at the best of times. You want me to slay this creature? I would reward you handsomely. The demon in the question is of rock. These creatures are said to be able to summon other denizens of the abyss to aid them, so I would imagine that you'll have more than one lone demon to contend with. Demons are highly resistant to weapons, lacking powerful magic. I have none at hand, but I believe one such weapon is kept in a locked cabinet on the 2nd floor. Should you find it, you may keep it, in addition to your reward for slaying the rock. Alright, well, I'll return when the demon's no more. You have my thanks, adventurer. Here's the key to the upper tower. Please try to avoid letting the fiends reach us. I have some skill in wizardry, but my powers are not vested in destructive arts, and I fear it would be of little use against such beings. Mystra, guide you. Let's see. Will my regular arrows be enough? Probably not. Will the +1 of the bow and the arrow add together, I guess is the question. Maybe not. I guess we'll find out. Oh, speaking of. Ooh. Yes, this is the fireball arrow. If you like that. Alright. So, I guess I'm gonna go kill a demon in the summoning chamber. That seems like a good place to start. And I am looking in the wrong direction. As of course I am. What direction did I come in on? Oh, I think I came in over here. Okay. Ooh, a fireball spell. Always good. And other scrolls, which I've read before. Default item. Book piles. Sword Coast. And some books over here. He is kind of a dick, this guy. Amusing, but a dick. Did you end up taking him with you, Rashke? Ah, Melfred and Guildmage. Let's talk to Melfred.
Greetings.
Yes. Have you seen my spoon? Don't tell me you've absent-mindedly Don't tell me you've absent-mindedly misplaced your favorite spoon. Spoon? What spoon? Who said anything about a spoon? You did, just now. Did I? I can't remember. My mind isn't what it used to be. I could try to get a staff now. Have you tried checking your robes? Maybe your spoon is in one of the pockets. Do you take me for a fool, young woman? I might be old and my mind wanders sometimes, but I'm certainly not senile. Now, is there anything else, or are you going to get back to looking for my spoon?
Greetings.
Just show me what you have for sale. I have to warn you, we don't have the widest selection of magical paraphernalia available. Still, there should be something here that takes your fancy. No spoons, alas. It'd be funny if there were spoons. Alright. Mr. Belt of Guiding Light. Nothing too interesting. Suppose I could check for level 1 spells, see if there's anything I don't have and describe. Nah. Ride of the Ghost. I do like that. Oh, yes. Gentler's harp, blah blah blah. Visibility sphere looks nice. Okay. Alright, well. I do want to see what happens if I talk him out of his staff, but I'm going to reload. I just want to see what happens. He's kind of a dick to me.
Greetings.
Okay. Alright. Well, I didn't give the staff anyway, so fair enough. He's useful to have around? I suppose so. I'm torn between amusement at him and wanting to hit him with a brick, which I suppose, you know, is not terrible. Are there romantic options in this game? Because that would be funny. Many a young adult novel has convinced me that this is the proper format for a relationship. Is that how it came in? I think that's how it came in. Nope. This way. I've been actually rereading for the first time in like decades Magician, the first book in the Rift War series, because I was watching Kikoskia's old playthrough of Betrayal at Krondor. And I'm like, I feel like there's so many references here that I vaguely remember, so I kind of want to read it and see. And I'm already catching a lot more references that I missed just watching like 4 episodes of that playthrough. Up there's some dretches. Should those be there? I think they shouldn't. Let's hit them. On the plus side, I'm very good with a bow and arrow. Shit, am I using the good? Oh, I'm using the good arrows. Let's not use the good arrows yet. Stop that! I don't want to be using the good arrows for that. Okay. Come on. There we go. They're still using the good arrows. Stop that. Don't use the good arrows yet. A long time since you thought of Betrayal. Actually, hold on. I'm stingy. I remember it being fun. I wasn't very good at it. I think I was a little too young when I played it to really get the hang of it, but it's fun to watch. Some interesting mechanics, and mostly it's fun just to see the familiar faces. Like, it's funny because I feel like when I first tried to play it, I'd only read like the first book, and then I was reading like a book or two into it, and there's like, oh wait, there's Locklear. Aw, look, there's a baby in this. That sort of thing. It's definitely a fun thing to watch, though, the Let's Play. But mostly what stood out was there was a dude in the tavern really early on who was saying something about the prince ruining his fun, and it's like, I remember that running gag. Is that Amos Trask? I think that's Amos Trask. Amos Trask? How do you say that? I don't know how to pronounce anything. That's the problem. I've read a lot of stuff, but I don't know how to pronounce anything. Alright, now let's see if non-magic arrows will kill just as well. And they will, so yes, this is a good thing to do. God damn it, Alina kills things pretty good with this bow and arrow now, doesn't she? Just getting a couple levels of Arcane Archer really does make a difference. Goodness, look at that. 39! I damaged it for 39 in one hit with a regular arrow. Hold on a sec. Oh, okay, here we go. Every arrow knocked splits flag is a +1. And for every 2 levels past the first, it goes up by +1. Okay, that explains it. And that's why I was buying so many cheap arrows. Yep. Anyway, so I was starting that book again. It's reasonable, readable. 39. Jesus Christ. Sarissa was having trouble hitting anything for anything, even after getting her levels back, and Alina's shooting people for 39. Holy crap, Arcane Archer is overpowered. Okay, there we go. Maybe I won't need to switch out the arrows when we're facing the rock. You do have good spellcasting voice, I gotta admit, dude. Very dramatic sound. Okay, so somewhere there's a weapon here on this floor. I also remember that Betrayal at Antara came out afterwards, but I was never really sure what the connection was. But I do remember that Betrayal of Krondor was so well received that the author of the series decided to make his own adaptation of the game and make it canon. Which I always thought was kind of cool. It's like, that's a compliment to the level of an adaptation if the author of the series is like, actually, I'm gonna incorporate this into my canon. Because most of the time they just ignore it. Or it's like The Witcher, where all the big games take place afterwards. So there's not really much to incorporate at that point. It's like, either you go with the original ending of the series, or you go with the original ending of the series and assume he got brought back to life. Either way. Yeah, actually, there's Krondor the Assassins, I believe, is the book adaptation. Or maybe, give me a quick sec. My understanding is it's reasonably faithful to the game. So the game was made as an adaptation spin-off of the novels, and then he made an adaptation of the game to fit into the novels. Let me see real quick. Oh yeah, it's Krondor the Betrayal, and that's part of the Rift War Legacy series. There's so many. I didn't realize there were so many Rift War books, because I remembered the first 4, which is actually 3. Magician was split up in paperback form when I'd read it. But there was the 2 Magician books, then there was Silverthorn and Darkness over Sethanon, and then there was the Empire trilogy with Jenny Wirtz, which I've actually never read, despite the fact that I'm a huge Jenny Wirtz fan. I actually had never read that. And then, but it is funny to reread, like, Magician after reading a lot of the Wars of Light and Shadow, because it does become a little obvious that while the characters diverge pretty quickly, both of the lead characters in the Mistwraith series, or Mistwraith, or Wars of Light and Shadow series, are very clearly at least inspired by Liam and Aritha. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that, from Rift War. Charming older brother, blonde, very likable, moody younger brother, dark-haired, kind of sinister seeming, but not really. Except she does take them in a very different direction. Poor Liam. But I hadn't realized there was, and I knew there were a couple books afterwards that were like next generation stuff, but I hadn't really like, known that there were so many until I took a look recently, and it's like, that's a long fucking list. So I might try to read some of them at some point, after I read this one. I thought I was supposed to find something in here. She said that there was a weapon on the second floor, didn't she? I'm not seeing a weapon, though. Maybe I've misremembered. One sec, let's see. Scrolling up to remember a conversation, because I have the memory of a sieve. Oh, nope, reloaded. Never mind. Well, I will never know. I find publication orders easiest. On his website, there's a list with the publication order. I think he also has a chronological order too. He recommends publication order, as I usually fond of doing myself. So I think you can just Google the author's name. And I might have glimpsed at the author's Twitter, and at least going by his likes, he is at least somewhat politically compatible with me, which is not the end of the world if they're not. I have read many things by authors who are very diametrically opposed, politically speaking, to me, and enjoyed them just fine. But there is a certain level of satisfaction. I'm glad you don't like the orange guy, and you seem to be relatively on board with things I'm on board with, so we'll go with that. Not to get into politics or anything. Well, I can see that. I can see that. I actually remember really liking Silverthorn, though, because I actually, surprisingly, I did like Eartha and Jimmy the Hand and that sort more than I thought I would. Because usually I stick to the main character, and I get resentful when the series goes to different people, but I actually remember really liking that. Probably because Magician had a divided focus anyway. These are the sleeping quarters. The summoning chamber is on the level above. I sense great evil. I thought I was supposed to find a weapon, though. Well, I guess not. Maybe I found it and didn't even think about it. Oh, let's kill these fuckers. Hi. Arrow to the base. For instance, you spot a shadowy winged figure looking high up near the ceiling. Then it is gone. Well, I had a terrible shot. Hello. God, look at those. Look at those, Yeah, I think at the end I just kind of really liked the political side of things. So, it's fun. Oh, this looks interesting. I'm glad I took a level of disarming trap. Even if I don't think Alina is a thief at nature, despite having stolen from the one inn. I probably shouldn't have stolen from the inn. Now I feel like it was bad role-playing. But I don't remember how I played her before, so new role-playing. Oh, unidentified. One sec. One thing I really like about 3rd edition D&D is not having to have the fucking thing in my hand to identify it. Wizard. My one identify spell. Yes, it worked too. Wand of missiles. Well, that's useful. I'll keep it. You could give it to me. Not gonna happen. Oops. Well, we lived. Would have been funny if I killed him. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I mean, I'm not there yet anyway. Oh, this must be the one she was talking about. Oh, there's a succubus. One sec. Oh. Well, good thing he had a potion. Hi. Oh, can't damage her. Okay. One sec. Let's see if having arrows +1 will help with that. Which should now be arrows +2 if I'm right. Yes. Oh, no, maybe not. Alright, I guess we're back to this. Or maybe... What is this? +2 evil. Okay, let's go with that and that. Fuck. There we go. I resent having to do this, but okay. There we go. Alright, so let's put this back. And we'll put those arrows back. Let's rest. Okay. Yep. Some kind of middle of magician. Probably the version I'm reading now is the combined version. So I don't know exactly if I probably moved from apprentice to master by now. It's so weird to read a reprint. Like, wait. I know this was separate.
Require a mere fraction of my power.
What are you doing? What did I tell you to do? Is this a trap? Is it a puzzle? Is it just decoration? I did find the cool weapon though, so that's a plus. I think I'm going to switch back for now. I wonder if a fireball arrow will still hit the rock. I want to test it. You were rereading Aragon yesterday? In the mood? I've never read it, so I couldn't weigh in on that. I've heard that it's not bad with some generic stuff, but then I guess there's a lot of stuff with generic stuff, so. And certainly that's not stopped me from enjoying stuff. The true thief is unmasked. I wonder what that whore Kasana will say to this. At least he met with the fate he deserved. You got issues, dude. An ornate spoon. Hey, I can give back the spoon. And a note from a fence. The hastily written note reads, "Meet me at the arranged spot. As always, I pay a premium for magical goods, but if you can obtain anything else of value, I can give you a good price." How was Aragon, by the way? Anyway, remember, be careful. I don't want you getting caught red-handed plundering the guild, in case the trail leads to me. Angry wizards is something I could do without. You should show this note to Kasana. Well, thank you. I intended to do that, but I always appreciate the guidance. Purest form of the most stereotypical sword and sorcery adventure. Rewriting Star Wars as fantasy. Well, yeah, I think a lot of them start out that way, though. So. But with dragons, of course. Sometimes, Star Wars with dragons, that's enough right there, I guess. I don't know. I've not ever tried it. Though someone is reviewing it for my book review blog. I have a co-reviewer who is doing the Aragon books. So I don't have to, really. I could just read her review. Their review. Not really sure if it's her or not. Which reminds me, I was supposed to post my Sojourn chapter review tonight, and I did not, because I was lazy. Oh well. Oh, hey, it's a rock. That does look like a rock. Bony vulture-like creatures. Rocks are the foot soldiers of the abyss. Okay, I'm not going to bother reading the whole thing. Well, I suppose I should. Here we go. Notoriously vain, they prance about in battle, admiring their sharp claws and beaks. Alright, well, let's try my very new ability. Okay, that's kind of cool. I damaged the summoning circle. Alright. Alright. Ah, it didn't work. Oh, because of a summoning circle, probably. No luck, huh? Alright, well, let's switch out. I got a weapon. Shit. Damn, I am not doing good here, am I? I got him finally. Did my asshole companion just cast invisibility and decide to stay out of the fight? I think he did. That's fucking hilarious. Alright. Where'd he go? Where did he go? Did I win? Hey, get the fuck over here. I'm confused. Maybe I blew up the summoning circle and fucked it up somehow. Let's restart. Oh, in the movie, they made him look like Luke in the first mentor, like Obi-Wan. That's fair. Alright, let's get my kitty cat. Let's cast... Do I cast it on me? I forgot how to do this. I swear I used to know. Okay. Nah. Oh, I got rapid shot. I forgot I have rapid shot. Okay. I forgot I had everything I have here. Alright. Alright. Let's just kill this fucker. Hi. Okay, now what? Seems like there's something I can do here. Teleports without error. There's definitely a glowing light thing here. Can I do something?
Yes.
Let's talk for a while. Any ideas on what we should do? Alright. He's useless. Have I driven the guy away? Rashke, quick question. Was I supposed to kill that guy, or did I win? Okay, well, maybe I'll go down and talk to Kasana. See what she has to say. Ah, that makes sense. Oh, there he is. Multi-floor teleport. I'm not used to that. Hi. Hey, stop healing, you fucker. Oh, there we go. Alright, I'll stop asking you for answers. No more spoilers. Okay, so I think we killed the rock. My mage companion seems to be pretty useless, but okay. Let's go find that fucker who lost his spoon. Oh wait, one more floor down, I think. Right? Yeah, one more floor down. Alright. Let's see. Actually, I noticed looking at the summary for more of the Restore books, it looks like pretty much all the characters I like are going to die at some point, which is fair. I don't necessarily mind that. Multi-generational epics, I like that. Is this a spoon you're looking for? That's it! Thank the gods, I've been going crazy without it. Now, my precious, I won't let you leave my sight ever again. Is there anything I can do to repay you for this heroic deed? Can you tell me why Old Wizard seems to have such a fascination with spoons? It's better that you don't know less. Okay. Unfavorable, really? After all that, you're gonna give me an unfavorable. I got your fucking spoon back, you asshole. Huh. How do you like that? How do you like that? Anything good here? Not really. Maybe that. Actually, since the Baroque of shielding doesn't seem to be any good with what I've got now, I should keep it anyway, though. I am thinking I want to ride out the ghost, though. Ghostly Visage is usually pretty useful. Wait, how many is it per day? Per day. Yeah, let's keep it. There we go. Alright, let's talk to Kasana, Blaze.
Hello.
You return. Is the rock gone? The rock gone? Or are you still working on it? Show the note. I found your mystery thief. It was one of the mages slain by the rock. It seems he was stealing trinkets and pawning them for gold. Oh my, I never would have suspected. It seems I've made a great error. Nerimal, please accept my sincere and humble apologies. I was too hasty in my judgment. I would like to welcome you back to the guild if you are willing to forgive me. Aw. Keep your fawning platitudes to yourself, wench. We both know the thefts were merely a pretense to get rid of me. Rest assured your pathetic excuse for an apology holds no weight with me. I have no desire to rejoin this limp excuse for a guild. This is precisely why we felt your presence was not conducive to the good of the guild. You are full of rage, Venerable. So much rage. You have the potential to achieve true greatness in the art, yet your anger hurts all around you. What happened to cause such turmoil within you? I need to answer no questions about myself, least of all to conniving horror. Before I leave, answer me this. When the Sithilicians come, what will you do? Use your magic in defense of the city, or save your own hide? What is that supposed to mean? Your family has a nice estate in Northern Am, do they not? Don't pretend you lack the means to escape there should you need to. This is not relevant to anything. Leave now, Nerimal, and don't come here again. You are no longer welcome in my sight. I will leave and gladly. I'm sure you have plans to make. I will remember this slight. Another insult that shall someday receive a just response. You have my word. Naramal would be really tedious to know, I think, in real life. Alright, anyway. You return. Is the rock gone? It's a struggle, but the demon is no more. Excellent. Oh, hey! You've done the Mage's Guild a huge favor. Accept my thanks, and this reward is a token of my gratitude. Now I must bid you farewell. I have much work to be done. Okay. I'll take it. Woohoo. So we have helped some mages and learned a bit more about my erstwhile colleague, who I both like and think would be really tedious to hang out with it for any given time. Will Alina eventually shoot him in the head? Maybe. She might. She might. Okay, so now where are we going? I think I was gonna go see what's in here. Little of interest beyond this door. Reminds me, I should find out if Song of the Mysteries came out. I don't think it has yet, but when an author is actually going to finish their door-stopping series, then I kind of have to see how it ends.
Hello.
The shortest book in that series is 500 pages. Hilariously. And it only exists because the second and third book were supposed to be one, and it was too big to put into one paperback. So she split them up. And so you have this unnaturally short book at 500 pages. Alright, is this the palace? It is the palace. I want to go look at the palace. I do like the music. You can hear the music, right? Now I'm paranoid. Rana Swift looks like she has a name, and thus would be interesting to talk to. Can I open it? I'm picking the lock of the palace door right in front of the guard.
I greet you.
The palace is closed. Please be on your way. Why is it closed? Their Majesties and Council are meeting with the Crimson Guard mercenaries. I doubt they'll be finished any time soon, so I suggest you come back another day. Okay. Our friend might have a point asking about the, Wizardess's plans.
Hello.
Hiya. Hello. Yep. Nothing of interest. Poking around town until the music kicks in again. Okay. Was that someone talking Scooby-Doo style? It sounded like howdy rowdy row. But maybe not. Alright, hello. Hi. Trying to catch the NPC. Walking after the NPC. Here we go. Yes.
Pleased to meet you.
Is there something you need? Any good gossip? Okay. That looks the same as the other guy's conversation. Black Quarter. Royal Quarter. Temple Quarter. Royal Quarter. Okay. Okay. Bye. Good night to you. What are you doing? Hold on a second. My cat is being funny. What are you stretching out for? Itchy? Are you itchy? We got a vet visit coming up, so they can tell me if I can help you be less itchy. Poor itchy kitty. Hi. Okay. Okay, there we go. Random at a roast. Oh no. Hello, Dice Chuck. How are you today? Alright. Now let's unpause and continue exploring. No one on the ships to talk to? I don't think I can get in that corner and fill out my map, which annoys me on general principle, but... Let's see. Oh. That's where all the good stuff is, that corner of the map. I could teleport to that corner of the map with cheat mode, but I will not. A noble woman is over there, and a Tethyrian commoner.
Good tidings to ya.
I wonder when the meeting at the palace will end. What's so special about the Crimson Guard anyway? That's a good question. Maybe I'll find out when I go to the barracks. You have the mystery machine sitting on the entertainment center in your living room. Wow, nice, nice. I don't think I've seen the classic series in ages. Though I have, a friend had me watch one of the more recent series. It was not the one where Velma was a lesbian yet, officially, but it is the one where she clearly had a girlfriend. Nobleman. Just wanted to ask some questions. Oh, what is it? I haven't had the time to be standing here chatting with you, especially in this dreadful weather. Oh wow, it is raining. Just wanted to ask some questions. Certainly not. Go ask someone else. Someone nearer your own station, preferably. Now leave me be. Heard any rumors? Do I look like a gossip to you? Leave me. I have things to do. I would be tempted to pickpocket if I had that ability. Alright, and this goes to Temple Quarter. Okay. So yeah, the one I saw that was relatively recent, Velma clearly had a girlfriend, but wasn't explicitly stated as being lesbian yet. Though I think there's a more recent one where they kind of officially stated her as a lesbian. Which, to be fair, we all kind of knew. As I recall, Fred was really interested in having sex with traps. Well, probably not the sex part, just the traps part. But that's kind of how it read. Oh, new music here too. Okay, so, people with names. People without names. I'm sure you do. Hope it doesn't descend into chaos. Alright, you guys are all useless. Let's talk to people with names. After poking around these side rooms. Nothing of interest, damn. So, Alondra Kane is behind a desk, so I get the sensation that she might be in charge. Just a guess. Let's talk to her.
Pleasure to see you.
Another mercenary, eh? You look like you can take care of yourself. I'll give you that. Before we go any further, I need your name and profession. My name is Elena Frayne. I suppose I would best describe myself as a ranger. Technically archer, but okay. Well then, Elena, another ranger like you is always welcome. Let me introduce myself. I'm Alondra Kane, trusted lieutenant of Royal Warlord Vajra Velmejar. I have the duty of recruiting independent mercenaries willing to enlist in our impending war with the Sethlisians. I will get the hang of that pronunciation. I want to know more about this war. Speak to Vard, and he'll fill you in on the details. I can tell you that already over 3,000 mercenaries have signed up with the Tethyrian forces. What are your motives for wanting to enlist? A monstrous horde threatens Tethyr, and you ask why I want to help? Lady, I would die before allowing innocent people to come to harm at the hands of foul beasts. Well said, Alina. If every man and woman begins this campaign with the same bravery and resolve you display, the Sethlisians won't stand a chance. The basic rate is 10 gold per day. This is considerably more than the standard rate. However, you are evidently something of a veteran, and your skills should prove a great boon in the war to come. I cannot say how long it will be before we march north. We are awaiting contact from our agents, who are informing us of the Sethlisians' next move. Once the monster's intentions become clear, the city bells will toll. Make your way here, and you will be briefed. And in the meantime, explore the city. See if you can find work. There are always intrigues and adventures in a place like Daramar, even during times such as these. Remember, when the bells toll, make your way here. Be prepared for hard marching, bad food, and bloody combat. I'll see you soon. So, how can I avoid that as much as possible? Because I want to do all the quests. Alright. You've spoken with Alondra Kane at the Great Barracks and signed up into the Tethyrian army. As an independent recruit with some experience, you have considerably better contract than most of the other mercenaries. You can't help but wonder if this means you'll be stuck at the front line of every conflict, or whether your skills will be reserved for more specialist operations. The army is sitting firm with the scout. The army is sitting firm while the scout reports come in. In the meantime, Daramar awaits you. Who knows what adventures and riches can be found in the city? You should take the opportunity to explore before the city bells call the army to action. Is this one of those that where I have a limited time to do anything? Rashke, please let me know. In the meantime, let's talk to people. Eric has a name, and Vard has a name. Let's talk to Eric. Oh. Gah, what you want with Eric, little elven? What's a troll doing in Daramar? That's kind of rude. Gah, you no heard of Eric, yes? He great warrior. You see the sword? With it, Eric has slain over 100 foes. You notice the massive sword the troll carries endlessly drips with blood. It's obviously enchanted with some fell magic. What's with your sword? Pretty sword, yes. It was found by Eric many years ago, in ancient keep. Much blood you have tasted, yes, my pretty. Eric licks the bleeding blade and caresses it lovingly. I gotta go. Gotta go then, little woman. It would be funny if he called everyone a little woman. Even the menfolk. Alright. So I did get one quest out of the way. We'll have to see if there's anything else. Let's talk to this bardic fellow.
Well met. Hello.
Well met. I'm Vard, lieutenant of the Tethyrian army. I've been assigned the duty of providing information about the war effort to new recruits and those intending to sign up. If you need to know anything about the campaign, I'm the man to ask. Alright. Well, I want to know why Tethyr is going to war and whether we can win. Those are the most reasonable questions I've had all morning. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I believe that honesty is the minimum an officer should offer to men and women whose lives depend on his command. The truth is, we don't know why the Sethlisians are planning to invade Tethyr. We've had skirmishes with them before, up near the Amn border. Nothing we couldn't handle, however. Until now, they've always been the problem of our neighbors to the north. So it's changed. The most common theory is that Sithilis was riled up when the Crimson Guard chased him out of trade meat, and decided to follow them south into Tethyr. Personally, I think that's horseshit. Sithilis is no fool, and neither is he stupid enough to send an army into a country the size of Tethyr just to chase down a band of mercenaries. Oh, okay. Awesome, thank you. Kingmaker has made me a little nervous about that. Poor Nadia, poor Nadia. Never did bang that nymph. As to your second question, can we win this war? Of course we can. The Sethlisians are a large force, true enough, but they haven't the training or the organization that we have. Granted, there are farms all over Tethyr, but they're not large enough to sustain an army that size. Syphilis must have a better plan than that. What you're suggesting is suicide. The Ogre Warlord and his partner are said to be formidable generals. Perhaps they have something up their sleeves. There's one city in their path that could support an army of their size, should they capture it. Soldaneslar, the great elven city at the heart of the forest of Tethyr. Alright. Tell me about the Tethyrian forces. 7,000 men and women form the main army. Around 3,000 mercenaries, a third of whom are comprised of the Crimson Guard, supplement these numbers. Don't ask me for more information about this group. I know little. A further 5,000 are to be made up from the knightly orders of Tethyr. Unfortunately, the largest are stationed in the south and will have to remain there. The Sethylicians aren't the only force assailing Tethyr. The Knights of the Black Gauntlet would invade in the blink of an eye if the way were suddenly opened for them. Finally, we are going to need to conscript. We are looking for 5,000 civilians to supplement the main force of the army. I would be grateful if you could avoid spreading this information around. It would only cause unnecessary panic. Personally, I don't like this decision at all. Alright. Tell me about the Sethylicians. It's always good to know about the enemy. What specifically would you like to know? I really just want practice saying Sethylician until it stops being hard to say. I want to know what forces the Sethylician army can bring to bear. The figures we have are unreliable, but from what our agents have gathered, the army is massive indeed. 30,000 kobolds and 20,000 goblins comprise the bulk of the army. A further 10,000 orcs and hobgoblins supplement them. It gets worse. Almost 5,000 ogres march with Syphilis. Hill giants also march with the Sethylicians. The exact figure is unknown, but they certainly number at least 40. Most of our soldiers are experienced at dealing with goblins, orcs, and even ogres. Giants, however, are a different story. Finally, there's the Ogre Magi, including Syphilis and his consort Servisnia. Ogre Magi are said to be formidable adversaries, larger and more intelligent than the common ogre, and possessing arcane powers. If we're going to triumph against these foes, we will need the aid of the elves and their wizards. The Mages Guild has so far been non-committal in the war effort, and our forces are light on arcane casters. Alright. I think we've gone through that. Okay. Maybe not. The Sethylician Empire is ruled by 2 ogre mages of great power. Syphilis is the warlord, a formidable sorcerer whose magic can flatten armies. His partner, Servisnia, is rumored to be a great warrior and strategist. She hasn't been seen for many days, which is worrying. I fear she is enacting some nefarious plan. She's in disguise in the city. Other names that have come to light include Ogrim, one of the Ogre Magi. He appears to be some kind of necromancer. One of our agents reported dark magic being worked, corpses rising from the dead to join the army of the Sethylicians. If this is true, it is grave news indeed. Did you just make a joke? Bard merely smiles, amusement dancing in his dark eyes. Despite his formidable appearance, the lieutenant clearly has a playful side. The leader of the goblins is said to be a truly bloodthirsty warrior. Little else is known, except that he holds great enmity for the kobolds. Finally, one name that stands out is Marish. This fanatical priest of Grumsh has been a nuisance for many years. He even attempted to invade one of our cities during the interregnum. Okay, let me ask for something else. Well, tell me about you. I'm not here to talk about myself, though I certainly appreciate your interest. I joined the army at a young age, and through hard work, dedication, and a bit of luck, I stand before you now as an officer. From your appearance, it would seem that you're not from around here. Well, there's no getting anything past you, is there? You're quite right. I'm not a native. My childhood was Can't talk. Okay. My childhood was spent as a slave far to the east of here. Fortunately, I escaped the clutches of my masters, and after a long series of events, found myself in Tethyr. This is my home. I will lay down my life to defend it if necessary. Alright, anything else? Nope. Farewell. Farewell. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Alright. Well. Do any of these doors open anywhere interesting? Ah, storeroom. Storerooms are nice. Anything to use in the war effort. Because let's be honest here, in the end, the war effort will be me. That's how these stories always work. So now let's go downstairs, see what's down here. Ah, too bad. The door which leads down to the barracks, which are currently full of Tethyrian troops. I see no reason to go down there. Okay. So, I've got 3 quarters that I can explore, I think. And there was something about the sewers. Can I get into the sewers from here? Also, I know Rashko is in the sewers. If I go to the sewers, then I will know nothing else about what could happen. Sea Lion's Pride is where I came out. There's the gate. So Temple Quarter, Black Quarter. The Caravan Quarter is probably then going to be over here. Black or Temple? Black or Temple? Flip a coin, and there we go, huh? That definitely looks like a sewer, but I don't see an entrance, so maybe I'll go to a different area. I know a bit more about something in... Someone mentioned a sightseeing attraction in the Temple Quarter, so maybe I'll go there first. Temple Quarter. Ah, there's someone with a name and a Tethyrian commoner in view. Ooh, new music. Okay. I like the other music.
Hail and well met.
Yes. Is there something you need? Oh, you're mysterious looking. I'm looking for directions. I'm no expert on the city, but tell me what you're looking for and I'll see if I can help. Alright. Where can I find weapons and armor? The Two Hammers Smithy near the center of the Black Quarter is your best bet. Pilar is the finest smith in Daramar. I hear he even stocks an enchanted weapon or two. Alright, so this is all the same. Royal Caravan. Okay, so I can find Criminal Court. Sewers. Oh well. Caravan Quarter. A giant chessboard. And the House of Learning. Well, that sounds promising. Pardon me. Hello, kitty. Can I pet you? Pet my companion. Yay. Ah. Got to pet the fake kitty. The real kitty may not be in the mood to be petted. Perhaps she is, though. I will find out. Okay, so the House of Learning looks promising. Can I open this door? Ah. Oh, a priestess of Shantea and a priest of Talos. An intense argument is ensuing between the priests of different faiths. Judging from their robe, you guess them to be followers of Talos and Shantea, respectively. Oh, this should be an interesting fight. The Rose and Bloom. Well, let's see what they're arguing about, huh? And then we can go explore the Rose and Bloom.
Good day to you.
What do you want from me? I've done nothing to you. Silence, wench. Your blasphemy against Lord Talos shall not go unpunished. Retribution will be upon you. Repent while you can. Blasphemy? I don't understand. The Telestian suddenly becomes aware of your presence. You don't need to understand. Go. Warn the other harpies in the foul nest of excrement you call a temple. The wrath of Talos shall not be denied. The fuck?
Hello there!
Repent, fool. Bow down before the destroyer, lest he smite you for your insolence. Okay. Alright. I don't remember Talos being quite as bad as, say, Cyric, so I'm not going to ask why he's got a temple in the city, but... what's that fight about, I wonder? Let's see if maybe we can find out. The Rose and Bloom. Seems like a nice place.
Good day to you.
The blessings of the Grain Goddess upon you, my child. Do these doors go anywhere? And Cynthia Bloomfield seems like a person to go to for answers and maybe a quest. In Crimson Tides of Tethyr is actually not the mod I wanted to say. In Tyrants of the Moonsea, I'm really hoping to get to see Hillsfar. I doubt it'll be quite as blocky as the original Hillsfar. But it'd be funny if there were some places I recognized from the Hillsfar game. I don't know if that's something that the module creator would have been looking at or not. Cynthia Bloomfield.
Hello.
Greetings to you, Ranger. Welcome to the Rose and Bloom Temple of Shantea. How can we help you this afternoon? I understand you're having trouble with the priest of Telos? Yes, I'm afraid so. Telos is an angry, destructive deity, and his priests embody the worst of those elements. We used to coexist in relative peace, but recently they've become far more antagonistic. Something seems to have happened to rile them. Do you want me to talk to them? You would do that for us? The Gathering Storm, Temple of Telos, can be found to the south and east. I would ask that you be as diplomatic as possible. Though the current situation is difficult, I do not want things escalating into a full-scale conflict. The city has enough problems at the moment with the impending war. Alright, well, I'm not entirely evil, so I'm not evil at all. Tell me about Shantea. Our Lady of the Grain is the goddess of agriculture, fertility, and summer. Farmers and gardeners venerate her greatly, for without her golden touch, crops will wither and die, and tables will go bare. She's the provider, the goddess of all growing things. I have no more questions. Can I see what temple goods are available? Certainly. We have a selection of items available that you may find useful. Alright, monk robes it looks like. Cloak of movement always is fun. Ah, freedom. Well, my Pewafwi will prevent me from getting caught up with that at least. Do I want another? Yes. I really don't need another one of those, but that's okay. What's my potion stock looking like? Those are antidote. I feel like I could probably do with one or two more of these. Staff of the Holy. I do misuse magical device, don't I? That's alright. Okay, well, I got a quest. Yay.
Good day to you.
So I can find out why the Telosians are being dicks to the Shanteans. Is it a simple religious dispute, or is something else going on? Now, like I said, if they were the Cyric temples, I would assume that they were just fucking around with the Chanteans just to mess with them. But the Telosians don't seem to be that. I mean, they're angry, vengeful sorts, but they're usually not that childish. It seems like there might be some provocation. Not necessarily by the Chanteans, but maybe by someone else. Let's go look at the Hall of Learning before we go down farther. And are there other people with names in plain sight? Not yet, but probably soon. Perhaps the Hall of Learning can tell us something. Priest and Priestess of Agma. I remember Agma was suggested to me in the replies to one of my videos, where I think I was making Sarissa and trying to figure out what would be a good god for her. I didn't think about Agma at the time, but it does sound like a good choice for another bardic character if I decide. Father Lester.
Hello, and welcome to.
Welcome. I welcome you to our Temple of the Lord of Learning. Pardon me. I welcome you to our Temple of the Lord of Knowledge. What may I do for you this evening? Who are you? I am Father Lester. Yeah. Why can I not talk today? Inspirator of the wise god. We seek to spread the will of Agma by preserving and sharing knowledge. To this end, we have converted much of the temple into a library, which can be used freely by the folk of Dermar. May I use it? But of course. The west and east wings house the most common tomes, many of which you will doubtless have gained familiarity with during your travels. I am pleased to say that our collection is most complete. The north wing houses tomes which contents pertain to more local knowledge. Among them you will find books on topics such as local geography and history. There's an excellent book recounting the recent history of Tethyr, in particular the interregnum. Oh, that's good, because I know nothing about Tethyr. Tell me about Ogma. Ogma is the Lord of Knowledge, the binder of what is known. He sits in judgment over every new idea, deciding if it's to remain with its creator or to be allowed into the world. We, his servants, are responsible for the accumulation and distribution of books, scrolls, and ancient lore. Services? Okay. Looks like kind of the same stuff as before. Nothing too interesting. Amulet of the Master. I've always thought those were cool. Nothing too fascinating. Do I want to raise dead scroll? How does death work with companions in this module, I wonder? Well, I guess I'll find out. and I'll reload. Because I'm fucking cheap. Alright, let's see. A through M. I do like a library. History of the Creator Races, Helm's Hold, Ghost of Conyberry, Luskin's Arcane Brotherhood, Leadership of Neverwinter. Some good stuff. You see, I think it's totally unfair of Nasher to blame Fenthic for not realizing that Tethyr was an idiot. Well, was evil. Because, I mean, look, he's even in this book. Well, no, not in this book per se. Nasher's in this book. I thought there was one where he's listed, though. Perhaps I'm wrong. In which case, I rescind my, comment. Oh, famous citizens. I think he's in here, then. That's at the Sword Coast, actually. Random people you can meet. Tethyr. See, Tethyr's in this book. They list Tethyr. Celebrated for kindness and wisdom. So, if Tethyr can fake it long enough for a book to be published with him in it, I feel like blaming Fenthic is the wrong thing to do. I stand by that. Alright. That is why my Stephen Lioness named one of his kids after Fenthic. And then apparently died off screen. But, you know, it's the Forgotten Realms. He probably got resurrected at some point. Okay, I've seen all these before, I think. Okay. Hello, Priest of Ogma. You have nothing to say to me. That's okay. Are there any books about shooting people in the face? Oops. Let's close the door before you pass through it. Of course. Of course. So, bookshelves. Some extra rooms. Priestess of Ogma. Alright, these look new. Well, let's read in order then. Tethyr, a geographical overview. See, as I said, I don't know anything about Tethyr. I thought it was a sea, hence the Crimson Tides. Tethyr is one of the largest of Faerun's realms. Much of this vast expanse of plains and forests is settled only sparsely. An old, often fragmented land, Tethyr is dry and hot, yet also fertile. See, I was completely wrong. Farms dot the country, and in the north, the ancient and formidable Wheeldeath Forest houses many species of creature. Just south of the forest loom the Starspire Mountains. These low mountains contain treacherous and winding peaks. A few small clans of dwarves live there, enjoying their privacy despite the beasts that also inhabit the mountains. The interior of Tethyr is a mostly empty region of rolling grasslands. Most Tethyrians dwell along the Moran Riadavin and the Zesapur Saradish trade routes. Tethyr is bordered by two major nations, to the north by Amn and to the south by Kalimshan. Oh, okay, so I do know where Tethyr is. Okay. The Sea of Swords lies off its western coast, where the pirates of the Neverwinter Islands harry the kingdom's maritime commerce, such as trade vessels bound for far-off Maztica. Such as trade vessels bound for far-off Maztica. I remember Maztica too. Finally, the Omlaradin Mountains stand to the east. Okay, alright. I can now visualize Tethyr. I was actually thinking it was farther east, but clearly I'm wrong, because clearly it is south instead. Okay, a recent history of Tethyr 1, the Interregnum. Let's read it. The blackest period in Tethyr's recent history is now referred to as the Alamedraine Interregnum, or simply the Interregnum. This was when the orb got destroyed and the cycle. Sorry, no, that's a different Interregnum. The black. Okay, I made a joke and then lost my place. On the 12th day of Aelint, 1347, disaster struck. Castle Tethyr was burned to the ground, killing the entire royal family. Certain coincidences suggest that the fall of Tethyr came from two sources, Prince Alamander and General Charbonnet. While none could prove it, the few living royal servants who intimately knew the court suspected that Prince Alamander tried to take the throne from his long-lived father by force, in collaboration with the general. The general tried to double-cross Alamander. Would that the madness stopped there. The 10 black days of Elaine shall forever remind the nobles of Tethyr of the fate that awaits those who abuse their power and influence over others. Gripped by mass hysteria and outrage over their treatment by the assorted dukes and nobles of the realm, and liberated by the fall of the royal family, Tethyr's lower classes rose up against their lords. Nice. Hundreds of nobles were put to death. Some tried to hold out, barricading themselves in their keep and estates. But by the end of the 10 days following the destruction of Tethyr Castle, only 2 dukes, 1 count, and 5 barons survived. I don't really mean the nice. I do like hearing stories of peasants winning against noblemen, but the context usually still pretty sad. Deaths always sad. Oh well. Once the immediate destruction of the 10 Black Days waned, long wars began over the succession to the vacated power structure. First, the remaining military forces, then returning nobles, tried and failed to take control of the throne. Other opportunists flocked to Tethyr in the next few years. Adventurers, mercenaries, and merchants looking to buy a title or two. Over the next 20 years, nearly 200 people attempted, if not succeeded, to become ruler of Tethyr. Interesting. So what's part 2 say? The Reclamation Wars. After 2 decades of suffering and strife, the people of Tethyr called out for change and peace. The Reclamation Wars lasted as a military campaign for 2 years, but are tied up in events spanning almost 3 years. As the adventurous Zoranda Starr gained repute for her deeds and heroism during the wars, the rightful king and heir to Tethyr's long-vacated throne built up his power in the north, assisted by influential foreign mages. Eventually, after a long and eventful series of adventures, Zoranda and Hedrick were crowned the new monarchs of reunited Tethyr. Huh. Is that, like, in the book somewhere? Because that sounds like it would be the kind of story in a book somewhere. I'm going to write that down and look that up later. Okay, Zoranda and Hedrick. I will look that up. Alright. And received the blessings of the goddess Siamorph. Oh, fuck. I meant to scroll down. On their wedding day. While few did not see the goddess herself, all saw the state crown rise up and place itself on the head of Zoranda Starr Rindown, new queen monarch of Tethyr. Okay. And finally, the tribunal. Of the 17 noble prisoners collected during the months of the Reclamation War, all were tried to determine the exact crimes that were committed against Tethyr. While the accused were granted 1 day of leniency to argue for mercy, each and every one of them was convicted as guilty. Although the nobles mentioned were among the most high-profile villains of the Interregnum and subsequent wars, they are by no means the most foul. From army officers to adventurers, the list of those who attempted to gain power and wealth through violence and treachery is long indeed. The ultimate fate of those who committed crimes against Tethyr varies. Most of the convicted were put to death. In less heinous cases, some were simply exiled and warned to never return to Tethyr. A very small number disappeared entirely, and as to what has become of them, who can say? That doesn't sound great. So, is there more to learn in these rooms? Yes, perhaps there is. A private chest. What's in the chest? An amulet? Ooh, chaotic again. Well, look, it's not like it's doing anything in this library, right? I don't think this should count. Wars of Darkness and Light. Shit. Okay. Nermal,
Yes.
identify, please. Ah, this should be interesting. I suspected you were hoarding magic, and it seems my suspicions were correct. Show me what you have. Ah, okay. A Netherese Blast Scepter. When did I get that? An Amulet of Will. Well, do you want it? He's so cranky. Okay, is there anything in here? Rise and Fall of Netheril. Nope, doesn't look like there's any new, I'm just gonna borrow the Ogma Priest's amulet. I'll give it back sometime. Maybe. What is a Netherese Blast Scepter, though? That sounds really awesome. Show me the Blast Scepter, please. There it is. Call Lightning. Okay. 10 things of Call Lightning, basically. I noticed what's-his-name isn't looking to take any of it, so... That dude just, like, likes to complain, doesn't he? Like, I'm not even sure he means half the shit he says. He's just like, I'm gonna bitch at you. For no reason. Let's speak. Oh, Fariad, please don't. I like the sound effect, though. I'm going to be chaotic good pretty soon. I am going to be chaotic good so quickly. I gotta stop stealing from people. This is bad role-playing. It's totally bad role-playing. Alina, stop that. Put that back. Put that back. You don't want to take that stuff. Alina, you don't want to be You don't want to be chaotic, do you? Surely you don't. No one wants to be chaotic except for chaotic people. But you are not. You are neutral. For now. So what's in here? There's a priest of Lathander.
Hello.
Well met. Is there something I can do for you? Tell me about Lathander. Lathander is the Lord of the Dawn, the giver of birth and vitality. A youthful, exuberant deity with a hatred for the undead. We serve him by planting seeds of hope wherever they're needed. For so long as the sun continues to rise in the morning, Lathander will be here watching over the faithful. You seem very happy, this guy. May the Morning Lord guide your path, sister. I mean, I'm not opposed. I don't worship your human gods, but I'm sure there's translations that can be found here and there. A bard. Oh, that sounds promising. Perhaps we'll go look at this bard. And a sundial. What does the sundial say? A priestess of Mistra. Can't use it at night. Okay, well that's fair.
Good day to you.
Hello. The Lady of Mysteries offers you her blessings, adventurer. Tell me, what can a priestess of Mistra do for you this night? Tell me about Mistra. Mistra is the goddess of magic, spells, and the weave. As the goddess of magic, she is also the goddess of possibilities. She is a benevolent deity, but her priestesses focus more on discovery and furthering the art than concerning ourselves with how and why individuals apply it. That seems like an irresponsible attitude. Magic can be a terrible thing in the wrong hands. Well, I've read Crucible of the Trial of Cleric the I cannot talk today. I have read Crucible, The Trial of Cyric the Mad, so I know a bit more about why this attitude exists, but that's okay. As can a sword, yet all men have the potential to turn one to foul use should they desire. We discourage destructive use of the art, but we cannot spend all of our time rooting out those who use magic for dark purposes. Magic in all its forms is a thing of beauty. It's really more that the other gods will start bitching if you deny their followership. It's a bit more complicated than that, but that's like the gist. Alright, Rose and Bloom. Wandering around, wandering around. I'm in the southwest, and the Talos Temple is southeast, as I recall. Which is rather clever. Alright, let's go back up here and see who else there is to talk to. Gumbo Greybeard talking to a bunch of statues. That sounds intriguing. Cold to the touch. Criminal court. Okay, so that's the tourist attraction.
Greetings.
Wowzer, will you look at that? Whoever carved these statues seemed to have captured the likeness of the subject in every respect. I can just see how they would have looked before the tribunal, haughtiness tempered with fear. The workmanship is stunning. Who are you? I am Gumbo Greybeard, sage and scholar. I meddle in the arts of wizardry too, but I'm sad to say my studies in this field have been put on hold for the time being. I'm still trying to grow my hair back after my last experiment. Are you a gnome? You kind of seem like a gnome. You are indeed a gnome. I know my people. With the streets so quiet because of the weather and the threat of war, I thought now would be an ideal time to come and study these statues. Aren't they magnificent? Tell me more about them. The statues represent some of the most infamous villains of the Interregnum, also known as the Tethyrian Civil War. The Interregnum began after the death of King Alamander IV almost 25 years ago. Hundreds attempted to gain control of the throne, from officers in the army to nobles, adventurers, and mercenaries. If you want to learn more, I suggest paying a visit to the libraries within the House of Learning. You can peruse the manuscripts in Ogma's temple until your heart's content. So are you. Okay. Farewell. Going so soon? Have a good night. Does the dialogue change during the day? That would be pretty awesome. Alright, alright. Like chasing that guy in Ultima 7 at night to find out he's having an affair. That was fun. Vertomeyer? Let's talk to him.
Hello.
Hello, Green. You seem to have the same dialogue. Oh, new gossip. One of the mercenary groups that arrived recently is causing trouble down in the caravan quarter, demanding money for protection and terrorizing both the traders and their customers. No one seems prepared to do anything about it, since most of the watch has been enrolled into the military. Directions? Anything good? Okay. This all seems to be the same, but the gossip is new. Okay. Very well. Let's put that in here, because I don't think it activated a quest for me. So, sewers, extortionist, mercenaries, caravan. Okay. Something very Western about this music.
Greetings to you.
To me. The Bard. Hello? The Bard turns to look at you with sad blue eyes. He is handsome, though his face is covered in recently healed cuts and bruises. Thick blood has congealed around the crown of his head, and you suspect he recently suffered a terrible blow there. Can you hear me? For a moment the man seems oblivious to your words. Then he looks as if he is about to speak, but no words come out. A spasm of pain seems to run through his body, and the bard turns away, rocking gently back and forth. Is there anything I can do to help? The bard looks at you once more, and then shakes his head. A tear runs down one cheek, mingling with the raindrops. A sudden gust of wind ruffles his clothes, and a piece of paper falls from one of his sleeves onto the ground. You reach down and pick it up. Oh, goodness. Alright. A jeweler's guarantee. This seems to be a written guarantee for an amulet. Looking at the figures involved, the amulet must have been very expensive. The jeweler in question is one Errol Punto, supplying the finest wares in the caravan quarter for 20 years, as the guarantee so confidently states. Okay. You encountered a sad, broken bard in the temple quarter. He appears to be severely traumatized and refuses to talk. However, you obtain a guarantee for the amulet for an amulet from a jeweler in the caravan's quarter. You should track down this merchant and see if they know anything. Yes, I would like to find out who traumatized a bard into silence, because that is a powerful thing indeed. And also, kind of a mean thing to do, so. Alina is a good person. I am not. I'm a terrible person. But Alina is a good person, so she would like to know what's going on, and maybe if she can help this fellow. But, even before that, let's go talk to the Temple of Talos and see if peace can be found within the city. It does seem strange that these two feuding religious groups were able to coexist for quite some time before things went awry, and only now are being awful. So, it seems to me like something is going on. That is my theory. I do not know if it's true, but it is what it seems to me. So let's find out. Perhaps we can talk sense into them. I don't know, I don't have much by way of charisma with this character, so hopefully there's an alternate type option for a solution. This seems like a kind of evil place. Several grim-faced priests of Talos stand before you. A half-orc sorcerer lurks behind the impressive head priest. I'm gonna have to kill these people, I think.
Hello there.
Bow in reverence before the might of the destroyer. Skyrim is for the Nords, huh? Alright, let's save. Oh, okay. Let's talk to Kara's the Illuminator first.
I greet you.
The half-orc leers at you in a most unsettling manner. What do you want, my pretty? Who are you? I'm Karis, advisor to Gargoth, the good priest of this temple. What relevance that has to you is negligible. Actually, I shouldn't use a fake accent. I feel like that's, accidentally furthering stereotypes. Do you have some pressing need to talk with me, or do you simply enjoy imposing your annoying presence on others? Yeah, let's go a little combative. Continue with that attitude, and I'll be imposing my boot up your ass. Your words are wasted. Already I've grown tired of your existence. Let's talk to Gargoth.
Yes.
This impressive figure speaks in a soft voice that nonetheless radiates considerable power. You can't help but notice an oddly strained quality to his words. It would appear that we have a visitor. Why do you come here, Ranger? Utter no lies, for Lord Talos does not suffer dishonesty spoken unto his cherished servants. I'd like to discuss the Chanteans. Too long have we suffered their presence here, corrupting the minds of Daramar's citizens, leading them down the path of weakness and complacency. The time of the destroyer is at hand. Tethyr could be soon at war. This isn't the time for religious feuds. The priest is about to speak, but then the half-orc beside him interjects. She has a point, Gargoth. Perhaps we are better served waiting to see the outcome of this impending war before we take action against the Chonteans. I suppose you're right, Karaz. For the time being, at least, it would be wiser to put aside our differences. Very well. Go and tell Cynthia that our priestesses that they have nothing to worry about. For now. That seems a little too easy. What's his name is an asshole, but for once he was a helpful asshole, so that's good, I guess. I must have passed the persuade check, which is pretty good considering I have almost no charisma. Perhaps they didn't really want this war after all. And I'm not sure I would either. I mean, God versus God can be messy. Especially if you don't know what the gods are planning in their own right. So if you just decide to go after another god's priestess or priest, would your god back you up? Probably. But probably not. Or possibly not. Probably yes. I think I would recommend they take this for the limited reprieve that it is and prepare for something afterwards.
Hello.
Have you spoken with the priests of Talos? Yes, they've agreed to avoid confrontation. For the moment. That is good news, though I still don't understand why the Talasans possess such hatred of us. Granted, Shantea and Talos have never been on the best of terms, but... Oh. Something just happened. What's this? Uh-oh. Come no further. I think we're gonna have to kill things after all. What's up? Oh, sorry, I'm being squeaked at. What's up, baby? Want attentions? I'll give you attentions. Go eat your food. Did you eat your evening food yet? What are you up to, Squeaky? Alright, let's put this back. Alright, so... Uh-oh. Ah, the lovely Cynthia. I remember you from all those years ago. Your beauty has not faded much since then. I'm pleased to see. Ugh. I really want to kill this guy. The half-orc licks his lips in a most terrific manner. Submit quietly, and I promise this will be short and relatively painless. Oh, well, I guess they lied to me. I will not submit myself to your false mercy. I can sense the corruption within you, and it is an affront to the goddess. Priestess, your foul ilk has been given free rein to spread your corrupt gospel for too long. Daromar needs strength, and you bring only weakness. Speak your final prayers to your goddess. Alright, well, let's see.
Surrender.
Oh, but what? No, let's switch out. There we go. I was not expecting this. I do like that, though. Oh shit, Nermal is out. Come on. Thank you. Okay, so... maybe kill that one first? Well, they seem to have him well in hand, so let's kill him.
Won't heal soon. This...
There we go. Oh, rapid shot him.
Time to break some bones!
Forgot I didn't have that on. Okay. Well. So they lied to me. Interesting. Mage's Battle Robe. That's kind of nice. Well, things to sell at least. And happily, I'm right near a merchant. Alright. Oh, the poor priestess of Shantea. Still, one death. That's not too bad. Maybe they can resurrect her. Masterwork Morningstar. I'm doing this just in case there's a hidden cleric about to resurrect these people. It's best to disarm them, you know?
I am weighted down too heavily, I fear.
That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Alright, well let's talk to Shantaea's priestess. Cynthia.
Hello.
Shantea, lend me strength. What a terrible thing to befall this church. Such needless violence, so much death. The half-orc, did you know? Yes, I knew of Kara's. 20 years passed. When I had just taken up the robes of Shantea, one of the senior priestesses brought in a half-orc orphan, whom she'd taken pity on. He was exceptionally bright for a half-orc. That's kind of racist. But even then I could tell that something wasn't right with him. The priestess who had brought him in begged for Karas to be allowed more time, promising she could help him change his ways. A 10-day later, her body was found floating in the river. An arrest warrant was issued, but he had disappeared. He must have been planning this all this time. I'd feared this problem with the Thalassians was going to escalate into something terrible, but never could I have imagined such brutality. This is a dark day in Daramar's history. Nonetheless, please accept this in gratitude for your help.
Hello.
Oh yeah, sorry. Farewell. Because I would like to get my stuff identified. Okay, so do you want anything we've got here? Because we could.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. Temple goods. Let's just sell shit. Okay. Longsword +2. I think this is my longsword +2, so I don't want to give that up. But I could sell the Morning Stars pretty easily. I should probably sell some of the documentation stuff I have. Battle robes, nice, but not useful to me. Amulet of natural armor, might keep that. Staff of power. Well, I'd give it to what's his name if he wanted it, but I don't think he does, so fuck that guy. Oh, I am wizard enough to use it, so maybe I will keep it. Banded mail. Lightning's Edge is this pokey thing. These wicked spears are given to Talos' most trusted priests. Shaped like a lightning bolt, they possess a powerful enchantment that channels electricity into the body of whomever is unfortunate enough to be skewered on its tip. Well, you never know when you might need elemental damage, so I guess we'll keep that. Ring of the Tyrant? Oh. Single use of Dominate Person. This ring is wrought from platinum and inlaid with 2 sapphires. For all of its material worth, the ring's true value lies in its ability to bend the mind of the individual to the wearer's will. One shot. Longsword +2. I can sell the short sword +1 because I got a better short sword now. One of the heavens I can't do anything with. Don't think I can do much with fire opals. This we'll keep around though. Okay. My extra boots of striding I could get rid of. Odd message. Ah, okay. That I can get rid of. Zertha's note I cannot get rid of. Kella's diary I cannot get rid of. Okay. She gave me something small and miscellaneous. Was that the ring that I got from her? Could be. Could be. Alright, well. So, it all came down to an orc who was, or half-orc who was bitter against the, temple. Fair enough, fair enough. After the Talassians ambushed the Chontaeans in their own temple, you had no choice but to fight them to the death. That's true. On the plus side, it will be hard for anyone to retaliate legally against these, people. Because they were just doing what they had to. Alright, we have rested. Let's go explore some more. Fireball arrow is nice. Alright, so let's see. I think now is probably a good time to call it a night. I got a few things I have to do before work tomorrow. And exploring the other half of the city seems like a good venture for next time. I'm looking forward to seeing what music plays in the caravan quarter. Alright, let's save. And there we go. Any news? Nope. No unread news. Okay. Alright, so I've got some homework to find out about. And let's see who is available to raid at this time on a Sunday night. Well, Monday morning, I guess, depending on your time zone. Ah. Let's maybe we'll go annoy Merrig, who is doing some game I've never seen before. Merrig does speed runs a lot, and they are quite fun. So let's see how it goes. Alright. Well, good night to you. I had fun. This was definitely a good start. Good night.